Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hamzah, class PBI A 2018, 5th semester. Today I would like to explain mid-test assignment from Adi Isma, SPD MPD as the lecture in this course. Okay, let's begin. Okay, for the first meeting, we're talking about the origin of ESP. ESP is a new approach in teaching and using English to focus on more specific goals. For example, ESP for phonetic and others. There are three main reasons for the origin of ESP. The first is the demand of a brave new word. This happened because of the activity of exchanging goods and service after the World War. English is one of the key to the circulation of technology in international trade, so that it's become an international language. The second is a revelation in linguistics. Traditionally, the purpose of language is to describe the rules of use of English, namely grammar, and language in which we speak and write will vary and in a number of different ways from one context to another. And the third is focused on the learned student have different needs and interests, which will have an important influence on their motivation to learn a language and its effectiveness, so that is learners and faster and better. Okay, next. In the second meeting, we talk about development of ESP. There are 5 topics. That is, the first is the concept of specific language. Register analyze its focus on lexical grammar, whether in lexical grammar in ESP is higher than in general English. It aims to this analyze is to produce of syllabus that gives high priority to student language forms. Second, beyond the sentence. Rhetorical or discourse analyze if in the first stage the development is focused on the sentence level. Then in the second stage the attention is shifted to the travel above the sentence as ESP is closer to the file that emerge from discourse or theoretical analysis. The third is target situation analyze. The target situation is situation where the learner will use the language they are learning. The fourth is skill and strategies. It makes skill and strategies to understand text, not only think about the language itself, but also thinking about the process of using language. And the 5 is a learning-centered approach everything. Everything that has been described is based on the description of language use. In the skill and strategy stage, attention lies in what people do with language. Okay, the third meeting we're talking about course design, where the course design is a process of changing interpretation of assessment that link teaching experience. In this study, there are 3 types that can be faced. The first is language-oriented course design, which aims to illustrate the direct relationship between a target situation analyzed and the concept of ESP course. And B, skill-oriented course design in teaching is carried out through 2 principles, namely hypothesis and pragmatic basis. And the Last is approach oriented, which means that in this case the main rules is the teacher. In learning process, it can be seen where their knowledge and skill are. Okay, next, the fourth meeting is theory of learning. Here, some learning theories is first behavior. Behavior learning is habit formation. This theory said that person is success to learn when there is a change in his or her behavior. Second is mentalism, as the thinking rule governed activity. Learning is not just a form of habit but a rule of learning, the process by which individual experience are used with solve to formulate provisional hypotheses and conjectures. Mentalism sees child as humans who have their own creativity. The third is cognitive codes. Learners as thinking beings, students will learn when they are actively thinking about what they are learning. The, the fifth meeting, we talk about need analysis. So, what is definition of target need analysis? In this course, we talk about necessities, like and wants. Necessities, we can define necessity as type of need that is determined by the demands of the target situation. That is what the learner must know in order or function effective as target. B. Lack. In this analysis of students, short was carried out to determine the type of needs needed by students. And the last is wants. Richard 1984 said that the needs does not exist in one's independence. The need is description of their needs based on data relating to themselves and their environment. The sixth meeting, we talk about approach course design. Okay, several approaches in learning design. The first is a language-oriented learning model, which aims to draw a direct relationship between the analysis of the target situation and what things are contained therein. And second is skill-oriented learning, which is formed onto principle, including to theoretical hypotheses which underline that some language habits are certain skills and strategies which are used to general discussion discourse. And the third is learning oriented approach based on the principle that learning is very much determined by the learning, where it can be seen that there is a process of students using the knowledge or skill they have acquired to create new information flows. For the conclusion, ESP is one of the courses that focus on to one thing. For example, ESP for mechanic, it will be focused on mechanic and not to other. I think that's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.